On this afternoon with the game against the powerful Colombians to come. England probably need to win here against Egypt. There's certainly room for improvement after a relatively disappointing opening game against Japan when England lost by a goal to nil. And there is a fine atmosphere, much of it in support of Egypt here at the Al Maktoum Stadium in Dubai. Take a look at the team news in just a moment. England have made 2 changes from that opening game. Philip Eiffel of Spurs replaces David Fox of Manchester United. Tommy Wright of Leicester City comes in up front for another United player in Eddie Johnson. This, remember, is a young England side. The average age is younger than any other squad in the tournament. And John Duncan, I suppose we shouldn't have expected too much from them, but they could really do with a morale-boosting win here.
Yeah, and the start of the first game was very good, and I thought they equipped themselves pretty well against Japan and probably deserved to go ahead, but the longer the game went on, the poorer they got. I thought in the end had too many forward players and not enough midfielders to give them the possession, but the back line was pretty steady, especially first half when Carruthers was on, so there is hope, but it's got to push on a bit.
And what do you make of the changes that Les Reed has decided to make? Eiffel coming in for Fox, who was quite impressive in the opening game, and it's a straight swap up front, the other one, Tommy Wright coming in, isn't it?
Yeah, I felt Fox did really well in the early part of the game actually, just in front of the back four, got the ball, simply played it wide to Carruthers and to Welsh, who was at right back. I thought he did pretty well, and he came off towards the end. There might be a bit of a niggle injury in that one as well. But and at right back, Welsh was very good, so I'm not sure whether Welsh will be in midfield. Eiffel at right back, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But they've got 3 forwards, and they really need to play a bit more of a midfield game, I think, if they're going to be effective.
Wonder how Les Reed felt when he came off the field after the defeat by Japan at the weekend to find that James Milner, who was in this squad until 4 days before the tournament, until he was pulled out by Leeds United, had scored the winner for Leeds United away at Charlton. It is unfortunate, and we shouldn't reflect too much on who's not here, but it is unfortunate that people like Milner and, of course, Rooney and Gina's perhaps more unrealistically haven't made the trip here.
Yeah, and it's happened to England, but it's happened to other teams as well. You can look at their squads, they're missing the big guys who are in first teams or close to first teams in leagues that are still going on at the minute. So it is a blow, yeah, but the other teams have also got to do it. I still think there's enough good players around in England. Whether they've got the balance of the side just to go through this tournament, I'm not sure. But I think if they can pick up a bit on the last game, they'll not be too bad today.
Big names like Michael Chopra from Newcastle, Darren Carter, who took Birmingham into the Premiership with his penalty, and Gary O'Neill, who's impressed in recent weeks for Portsmouth, are all here. It's a strong Egyptian side as well. We'll talk more about them in a moment. But first, it's the national anthems here at the Al Maktoum Stadium in Dubai. Plenty of expats in the crowd here in Dubai. And there were some whistles for the English national anthem, which in a youth tournament is really disappointing. Listen for the noise now for the national anthem of Egypt. They've got so many fans here. They looked fired up, didn't they, the Egyptian players? The crowd are fired up as well. It's almost like a home game, this, for Egypt. England are going to have to be very, very strong here. This is a big test for this young side. And remember, they are young, even in this age group. There's a couple of 17-year-olds in there. Eiffel has only just turned 17. Martin Crane on the bench, likewise. They're going to have to grow up very, very quickly against a strong Egyptian side, led by their captain, Sherif Ekrami, who is potentially the goalkeeper of the tournament, maybe even the player of the tournament, should Egypt make it out of the group. They finished third in the last World Youth Championship. He was in that squad on the bench. Egypt are serious contenders this time round. There is the young England side, Jerome Thomas on the left of that picture. Let's take a look at the English lineup. Gary O'Neill with a yellow card against his name, so another one would mean that he'd missed the final group game against Colombia. Chopra will be the obvious goal-scoring threat, and those two changes that I've already mentioned. Big chance for Tommy Wright up front, and Philip Eiffel, the real youngster, replaces David Fox. Now the Egyptians were pretty happy with their 0-0 draw against Colombia. Their coach, Hussein Shahata, makes 3 changes from that team. In come Azmi, Metwali and Zekri at the back, and that high-class captain, Sherif Ekrami, provides a formidable barrier between the Egyptian posts. England will have to be very cute and very clever to get past him. Fatty is their player, who is on a yellow card. Referee, by the way, is from Singapore, Shamsul Maidin. Could be pretty passionate, this one, because England are going to have to get as fired up as the Egyptians to win it.
Yeah, and they had a real good system. Leslie had obviously worked hard on it. A 4, a 3, the 1, the loose one, O'Neill, and getting forward with it in there to the front men. Or it was a 4-2, O'Neill in there and the 3 forwards. So they'd really worked hard on it, and it came off, but it's an attacking system, and it's difficult when the other team get into the game, and that's when England started to suffer.
See England in their huddle, you can see the England bench as well. So many names in the Kevali from Blackburn Rovers. The danger man up front for Egypt could well be Emad Motab, who's described by his captain as the best striker at the tournament. Ahmed Samir from Ali, their 17-year-old, their very own under-18 player playing at this higher age group. Previously against African nations in this tournament, England had lost to Ghana and Cameroon. That was in 93 and 99. They also beat Cameroon though, and the Ivory Coast. It's England's first game against a North African side, apart from the 4-2 win against Egypt in Australia in 1981. There's the coach, Hassan Shehata. Brilliant player he was for Zamalek in his time. He's a fabulous creative, a number 10. And he's got some pretty good creators in this team, and he's got some great support behind them as well. Well, we're just about ready in front of this passionate crowd at the Al Maktoum Stadium in Dubai. England kick from right to left in the first half, and England must get at least a point realistically to stay in this World Youth Championship. England's young lions here with a chance to really prove themselves. Here's Abdel Wahab. Strong challenge from John Welsh from Liverpool. And there will be plenty of those flying in. Connected that time by Phil Eiffel. They certainly have to defend well. It was a foul throw in the end. Unexpected bonus for England.
I mean, the atmosphere of this game is exceptional, and we'll see how these young lads are going to make out. I mean, England's had a tough time, and it's even going to be harder when there's such a I wouldn't say partisan crowd against them, but the atmosphere is definitely going to be pro-Egypt, and it makes it even tougher for this young team.
I remember seeing Les Reed's face at the Toulon tournament when his England side wasn't entirely dissimilar from the names that are out there now. Was beaten 8-0 by Argentina. Argentina already through to the last 16 of this tournament, 2 wins out of 2. This looks dangerous, and the shot flies in. Expected him to cross there. Loitering in the centre was Metwali, but the first time hit from the youngster Samir. Well held by Andy Lonergan at his near post.
It's a great burst and a beautiful through ball, but the defence is not really caught. They're in there, and it's a good effort. And it's just that spark that they've got from the crowd, and they really are bursting into it, the Egyptians, from this very quick start.
Wright was looking for the flick on. Chased down by Thomas, throw into England.
That's a good header. It was needed to be one. It just gets the game down here and takes the heat out of the match a little bit, because right at the start these Egyptians are buzzing.
Chris Carruthers of Northampton Town. That football club can be proud seeing him playing in an England shirt. Curled in as well. It was a decent ball and it wasn't particularly well defended. And Akrami reacted well under pressure from John Welsh. Chasing back now for Carruthers to do defensively. And wins a goal kick. Emad looks pretty fast. Dangerous individual from the Ali club. 2 of their most creative players come from that club, Samir and Emad Motab. Preston seems a million miles away for Andrew Lonergan. That was a crunching challenge into the back at Gary O'Neill. Portsmouth fans expect big things from him. Certainly impressed on a loan spell when he was at Walsall as well, O'Neill. It's Carruthers now with the free kick. He's a player who seems to have learnt quickly. Had a terrible game in that defeat by Argentina, but learnt from it, which is the important thing at this level. There's Eiffel. Away by El Zayat. Another chance for England to cross, but there's no one in there attacking it. There's Jerome Thomas. Comfortable catch. This keeper already looks impressive.
Yeah, but there's a couple of areas that England have got in, and the crosses have not been brilliant, but not that bad. They've swung them in there, and that is a good sign that they're getting there to get a cross in.
Fatty wanted it short. In the end, it's played long towards Samir. Got real pace up front, something that England will have to watch, although they've started well enough here. The young Pharaohs of Egypt in their 4th FIFA World Youth Championship. Their best was last time out when they did so well to finish 3rd. Quarter-finalists in Australia in 1981. England's best ever, by the way, was 3rd in Australia in 1993. They were 4th in that tournament in 81. Carruthers with the free kick. It's Chopra. Now Eiffel. Closed down very quickly. Darren Carter. Need to pass it better than that as Samir comes clear. No, they want to look for the pace of Emad over the top. Fatty. It's El Zayat, another of the Ali players who chases back. Abdel Wahab. Neat passing side, these Egyptians. It's Hosni. England trying to close down quickly. It's Abdel Wahab with the cross. That was a vital header away. It was Kilgallen who got it. Now Ahmed Saeed with a shot. And Lonergan can drop on it gratefully.
And England just hanging on at them. It's a great defensive header in there from Taylor, and who got a nudge on it, but then it's landed out there and to Saeed, and they've had to close him down. Fortunately, Saeed, he's a bit rash. He should have knocked it into the box. He's had a left foot shot. But midfield possession, sharp passing in there for the Egyptians. But England funneling back not too badly.
And England look like the away side at the moment. And the atmosphere tells you that they are. It's neutral in name only. John Welsh has switched into the centre as you expected. Abdel Wahab. Fatty was being fouled. Difficult old job in the centre of that midfield for Gary O'Neill. He's played in the Premiership a couple of times. He is used to the quality. Might not have seen too many atmospheres like this down at Fratton Park. Here's Matwali, great run. And again, they got into good positions. It was Hosni in the end with a shot, but Lonergan hasn't really had a significant save to make yet.
It's really difficult for that back four, but they're just standing up enough. The midfield threesome there and of Abdul Rabo and Samir and Fatty really buzzing and getting past O'Neill and Carter at the minute.
Here's Abdel Wahab, who's got a lot of space out there and support. Hosni lining up the shot. Hosni trying to curl one. And he had too much time there. He wasn't closed down quickly enough. I don't think that was too far away.
It's a real bright start. I think England just needing to drop their wide forwards back into a midfield position and hold up for a little bit, because they're getting overrun in there. Welsh on the right hand side has got two coming at him on the one side. He's needing a bit of help.
Powerful header. He's given the free kick Egypt's way, and he might have played advantage there. Imad with his pace is causing all kinds of problems. Taken quickly by Hosni. Well defended that by Darren Carter, doing his job. And frustration for once for an Egyptian player. Fatty wasn't happy with the ball. Saw his club Ismaili beaten 2-0 in the first leg of the African Champions League final by Enyimba of Nigeria. May have seen that on Eurosport on Monday. Carter with the flick on now. It's a good header as well for Thomas. Can't afford to give possession away that easily. Imad. Now Syed. Nice link-up play again from Egypt. Here's Thomas. Thought about having a run at them and might still. Been on loan at Queen's Park Rangers, Jerome Thomas. He's still an Arsenal player, but there aren't too many first-team opportunities there, to say the least.
And the pace of the game is fantastic, and England's best bet so far has been the header on by Wright that's taken them up the pitch. Nobody else has really got their foot on the ball. They're just having to stem this tide.
Prodded forward by Ahmed Saeed.
It's good play by Kilgallen there. He got sucked in, but he made sure he wasn't going to get done in behind, and it's a real tester for these two centre-halves.
Side closed down by Jerome Thomas. The centre-halves need as much help as they can get from players like Thomas. Tracking back and doing his job. Now Fatty. Swung in by Hosni. Disappointing ball. Not that England mind. Hosni.
In that link-up play with Hosni in there is absolutely brilliant with Samir and Fateh, and they're also getting Abdel Wahab down that left all the time.
Here's Mtwali. Or was that a little bit late? Referee thinks it was. Yellow card for Eiffel. In fact, he's given it to O'Neill. No, it is Eiffel. O'Neill was there as the captain complaining because I thought that had it been O'Neill, he would have been out of the next game. He's going to have to be careful now, the fullback. He did seem to dive in a little bit, John. It's a dangerous free kick to defend as well. Ahmed Samir is going to take it. It's a good ball by Samir. It was a good header by Tommy Wright, though. England try to close it down. That's Zekri with the cross, the big centre-back forward. And away by Thomas. And swung back in. And offside anyway against Mtwali, although Lonergan came to claim.
It's really difficult to see what England can do to get through this. I think they can't push up too far at the minute. They've just got to weather that storm, and I think O'Neill and Carter just a little bit deeper to start with, and then be ready to pick off these runners rather than be pushing on and getting done behind themselves. But I would be putting Chopra wide on the right and let him sit there for a little bit, just to take Abdel Wahad's attention into a defensive situation rather than attacking one.
That was good closing down by Welsh. This is Michael Chopra with the ball in, and Wright was in there, and England have a corner, their best attack so far.
And they have that little spurt through where the crosses have come in, but there's been so much of the possession going against them that I'm not sure it's just worth it at the minute. And it's a nice little ball in there, but Wright just can't get across his man quick enough.
Chopra just appealing to the referee and saying that he's being manhandled. Learning quickly, isn't he? Darren Carter to take the corner. Well, the goalkeeper didn't make the contact he wanted there.
No, he just got a touch on it. It looked like he was unchallenged too, and the ball's coming into a good area.
He looks so safe so far in the tournament. You don't expect him to make errors like that. This Ekrami. A couple of times now that Thomas's touch has let him down. Mtwali with the spin, but Eiffel defending. Did well there, Eiffel. Really thrown in at the deep end. The youngster of the side. Now Chopra. He's the one who needs to show the way. Referee didn't even think it was a foul. Lonergan under a little bit of pressure here. He was confident that he could take the touch. Now El Zayat. Here's Said. Oh, just too strong in front of Ahmed Said.
Still really difficult for England. They played against this system with the Japanese with the three at the back, and they came unstuck a little bit, and at the minute it's also happening that way. The three at the back for Egypt getting a lot of the ball, the three in the midfield for Egypt getting a lot of the ball, and it's a difficult one to cope with. And the full backs like Carruthers, who are sitting in a deep position to get the ball, are never getting it because Egypt got it all the time, and the Carruthers probably got a nip in there and try and mark a little bit earlier.
15 minutes gone, and you must say that England have done well to hang in there here. They've shown commendable fighting spirit, but you worry about the atmosphere, and you worry about Egypt's apparent ability going forward.
I mean, Leslie will be wondering, look, we're in trouble here, but will I leave it and hope that we can develop and get a bit of ball at the back, or will I go and play the same game as them, and at least we've got people in contention with them?
It's better from Thomas. And that's a yellow card for Hosni.
Yeah, it's a good run. He's lost a couple of times, but that time he's got it down and run at them. And the Egyptians are a little bit rash in things that they're doing. And if England can get down here, you can see them picking up free kicks or even getting past people because the Egyptians are making a very early tackle.
One yellow card apiece. England with a dangerous free kick. Now, wouldn't it be great if Chopra could get on the end of this? O'Neill stands over it. It would be great if anyone could get on the end of it. Carter is to the right. O'Neill has thought about the shot, but he curves it in instead, and it was headed away by Hosni. Welsh just making sure. Good play from Welsh. Now Carter, and now Michael Chopra, and Chopra goes for the far post, and it just drifts away. For someone of his ability in front of goal, it was a good chance.
It was a decent chance, and he knows what he's got to do, and he's actually executed it pretty well, but just gone and lifted it over the keeper, but he's not managed to hit the target. That's the only way you could score, and I don't just quite blame him, but in the end of the day, it's not in, but it's a great chance. It's come with Egypt again being too rash, pushing out in defence and not marking up on the second phase. A little bit unlucky there, England. Good signs.
Great signs for them. That will lift them, that they can get in behind this Egyptian side. Look off there from side. I thought that was obstruction against Thomas.
But it's not just a quick passing threat they're against either, against a physical threat. The Egyptian backmen, midfield, front are hustling them and closing and getting tackles in.
Great turn by O'Neill, and moves forward with great pace as well. Didn't look for the outlet ball when he might have done. It's a real committed challenge from Metwali, and then Carruthers had a little bit of a dig back, and Metwali is making plenty of it.
Yeah, it was a great challenge, to be fair, by Metwali, and Carruthers has got caught by the forward tackling him, and he has just retaliated a little bit here, but you know, that's what they've got to watch. There is a foul there without a doubt by Carruthers. You know, they're in a physical game.
As bad as Rida Metwali made out, though.
No, they are in a physical game, so they've got to keep their discipline as well.
It's been a great tournament to watch so far. One depressing factor has been that players of this age are already starting to roll round and look for free kicks, and wave imaginary yellow cards in the air.
But really, this is the pace of a full-blown first-team fixture, this one. There is no inch being given, and it's a great learning process. And so far, England struggling to hang in there, but they are managing it.
Foul by Carter, which he seemed a little unlucky to concede. And immediately, Fatty and Hosni stand over it. The dangerous Imad is in there, so's Rida Metwali. Easily the most passionate fixture of this tournament so far. It's largely due to the great support from both sides, although it is in Egypt's favour. Stepped over and left for Hosni. Now Abdel Wahab. Again, Welsh has done well to get across and close him down. England forcing Egypt all the way back. This is Mohamed El Zayat. And now England on the counter-attack with Tommy Wright. Now, was he blocked? The referee says yes.
Definitely, there's another instance of a rash challenge at the back. They're so keen to go and get the ball that they're not timing their tackles well at all, the Egyptians, and that's clearly a foul.
And another yellow card, this time for Amir Asmi, player from Zamalek. Stood in his way.
And there is the brightness of this little break that England can just put together there. The ball was won deeper there by Carter, and he's fed right, who's done well and dragged a free kick. You just wonder if they're going to survive this, and I'd be liking to see possibly Thomas being given a job just to hang on to one of these wing backs and do a job on them, and it would allow maybe the back four to get on a little bit more of the ball and to feed the other two strikers.
Well, both Wright and Carter have looked good in the air so far. These set pieces might prove to be important in this game. Kilgallen's forward, as is Stephen Taylor. It's all about the ball in from Gary O'Neill. And there's an awful lot of jostling and shirt pulling going on in there. And the referee wants a word with someone. And he's going to give a yellow card. Not sure to whom that was. Chopra trying to make the point now. Who was it who was dragged down and booked? I think it might be Zekri. Hosni, remember, has already been booked, so he needs to be careful. There is the ball in from O'Neill. Wright's waiting to come back on down on this near side as Chopra tries to turn inside. I feel was a little fortunate there, maybe, as the arms in the air would indicate. Now, Abdel Wahed coming forward. They have got targets in the centre. It's really well defended by Eiffel. Still a chance to turn, though. Dangerous moments here for England. And away by Carruthers, and this is Chopra. Abdel Wahab. Oh dear.
But it's incessant, this pressure and pace and driving forward the Egyptians. There was just a situation there where Thomas, if he'd just been with Saeed, he would have broken that attack up instead of it started up again. And it's difficult for him because he's a forward player, but I think he's just needing to be said, look, go get that job done, and it'll probably help England out.
Quarter of the job is done for England. A point would keep them in the tournament, a goal give them a great chance of going through to the last 16. With this young side, that would be some achievement.
But to be fair, physically they're having a go at it and they're not getting their heads down. They haven't had a lot of possession yet, but when they have, they've looked a bit dangerous. So it's good, keen work off the ball being done.
Later on, by the way, Japan against Colombia for you, pretty much straight after this game. Highlights of the Republic of Ireland game coming up after that as well. Here's Saeed. Kilgannon needs to win the header. He got a call from behind from Eiffel. Eiffel, the player who's come in at right back. I know he's been booked, but he's done pretty well. Header was by Taylor. Newcastle and Leeds combination in the central defence for England today. And there's Darren Carter of Birmingham City.
It just signs of this impetuousness that we spotted early on, and that team, Samir, kicking the ball away, made a bit of a bad pass and getting upset. Now if that starts to creep in, they'll not show so much pace in their game. England will pick up a little bit more possession, feed their full-backs, and I think delivery to front is going to be their best bet from there.
Well, England have weathered the eye of the storm, and they've still got the rest of the storm to come. A long way to go yet from Egypt. It's Carter, now Carruthers. Darren Carter to bring it forward. Now Fati, looking for the little touch into the penalty area. Rather scruffily dealt with by England and still bounces around. And finally the shot driven forward towards Emad Motab. Shot nearly turned into a pass there.
Young Thomas again there, he's got some great skills in receiving, but he's going to have to do, a bit learning quickly here because he's getting caught in possession in dangerous areas, and he's just got to clue on to the fact that he's got a job on.
Well, the free kick goes Egypt's way, but that's the third or fourth time now on either side that the referee hasn't played advantage when he could have done. Too keen to blow the whistle. Good news for England because Egypt were moving forward, but not letting this game flow, although the atmosphere and the endeavour of both sides is making it a fabulous spectacle so far. Hosni with the free kick. It's a good one this time. It needed the touch from Taylor, who just got it away. Second time he's done that.
Yeah, it's a low one and it's caused a bit of problems, but still they're in there and they're standing up. Somebody got a touch on it and the next line of defence was there.
That was arcing right onto someone's head in there, an Egyptian player. There's Carruthers. Now Welsh, England not afraid to play football inside their own half. Now Azmi, one of the 3 Egyptian players who's been booked, still waiting to confirm that it was Zekri who got the 3rd yellow card. Passionate pro-Egyptian crowd has just quietened down a little bit here, thanks to England's performance. Get another throw.
Yeah, just working their way up there. That's the kind of thing they've got to do. Just keep sneaking an inch up the pitch and then back it up. And if they can just get the ball out to Carruthers here, he's going to be loose and he's got a chance to sling the ball in.
Now, there's an Egyptian player down injured over on the far side. The crowd didn't like what they saw. If anything did happen, it happened pretty much off the ball, and I don't know what the referee spotted. Well, I think he was trying to untangle his leg right, and there was nothing sinister at all about that.
No, he got caught at the studs, but as you've said, there's nothing deliberate. They've just both gone for the ball.
Great closing down again by Chopra. He's having to do a different kind of job today.
What I do like about England is on the character side of it, they're not showing any fear. I mean, there's trouble there, but they're not running away from it. They're actually taking it on the chin, and I mean, this is tough going here to try and handle such a quick team who have got that little tactical ascendancy in the midfield.
Yeah, and it was Zekri who was booked. Not sure he knows why. Some kind of infringement as they waited to take that free kick. Shirt tug, something like that. Cracking down on those kind of things. FIFA. Here's Syed. Good tackle by O'Neill. Got to be very careful with the timing of his tackles today with that yellow card hanging over it. Here's Hosni.
Really tough for O'Neill and Carter in there. They've had bits of possession, but they're shuttling in between 3 midfielders and really working hard, but can't go and get on the ball themselves.
And he's able to move forward and no one's really closing him down. They finally do. Fatty with the run. I think it was Kilgallen with the challenge. Thomas back there defending as well. Carter just snakes out a leg.
Carter did well then. He got caught in the first place but recovered well, and he was strong enough then to go and find O'Neill with a little pass forward.
Got to keep Egypt down, to keep the crowd down. So far, so good for Les Reed and England. 0-0 after half an hour. They really have had to withstand it, although England have probably had the best chance of the game through Chopra.
But on this showing so far, Japan was a good game and England did well early on. You've got to feel that the Egyptians have got the edge on Japan as an all-round team on this showing.
Well, that was a foul, as Matwali tried to take it away. As for El Mala in Egypt, one of these Egyptian players being slowly introduced to the club first teams, and look at the possession. Egypt 62-38 in their favour. Another important stat is the card count so far. The referee does like to produce the yellow card, and it's already 3-1 against Egypt, and it's defensive midfield player and 2 defenders who've got the cards for them as well. have to be careful. Just Philip Eiffel for England.
And the only weakness possibly in the Egyptian team is the front men haven't got going, and that's down to the back people of England. The two centre-halves have been good. Taylor and Kilgannon, Eiffel and Carruthers defended really well, and Metawi and Motab really not got into it, but the rest of the Egyptian team's been superb.
Mexican wave has started round the ground. Maybe a sign that England have distracted the crowd anyway. El Zayat.
I think with the defensive, they can just keep doing as well defensively, but get Eiffel and get Carruthers on the ball with a little bit of time. They will get a delivery out of there, and that's the bit that's not going right for England. They're not getting delivery out.
Here's Amir Azmi. Now Hosni, one of the three players who has been booked. Eiffel made an important challenge there, and so did Lonergan. Had to clatter through his own player to do it, but he's up and able to run off there. Stephen Taylor of Newcastle United. Lonergan's looked solid enough so far. It's a great interception, and forward now towards Chopra! He was onside. This is Thomas still with a chance. Tries to prod it in, and the chance has maybe gone for England. That was a brilliant save. I think when we look at it again from Ekrami, but what a chance for Chopra. Flag was down, would have stood.
And it's what a game it is. You know, when England get up there, they are looking even more dangerous than the Egyptians, and it's the header that's done it. Wright's got a touch on, a great supporting position from Thomas, nudges it through, and it's a half a chance, and he had to take it a bit quicker. Keeper's right off his line, made it hard for him, but I've got to say that there was a chance there for Chopra.
Carruthers is coming off. James McEverley from Blackburn, who's had so many rave reviews, is on a direct replacement at left back. Here comes the corner though, and almost fell to Chopra again. Goalkeeper was nowhere.
The breaks have not really gone Chopra's way. He's had a couple of half chances that could have gone in.
And Fatty now is chasing down against Eiffel, who held his ground well there.
And on that corner, I mean, if Chopra just been expected to come through there, he may just have nudged it in. He's a real busy player, but he just think he should have really got a goal from some of the opportunities he's had.
3 chances for Chopra. Well, 1 half chance out of those. Egypt come forward again now, and the shot is always rising from Imad.
But Carruthers will be injured. I mean, he was injured in the first game, went off at half-time. Played McEverley, who got into it as it went on, but England struggled after Carruthers left. He knew exactly what his role was, but McEverley, at least he's had a half a game to get the feel of it in the first game, so he should fit into this a little bit better. It's a great ball by Welsh, it is really, and Chopra hadn't made his mind up to go for the chance. He'd really made his mind up to control it, when really his only chance was to have a go first time.
Forward by O'Neill. Oh dear, and the goalkeeper, Ekrami, had to react there. He was hoping a defender was going to clear it. Just wonder if it spun off the turf or something, because he almost let that in at the far post. It did take an awkward bounce, and he got a touch. It might have been going in.
It's one of these awkward ones that we see these days. If it gets left, the keeper doesn't cover it. But he sprung across and got a good touch on it, and a little spell for England here, isn't it?
Well, did he get a good touch? It's a goal kick, I'm sure he touched it. Sometimes goalkeepers don't like that. They want to be acknowledged for the save, don't they? England's best spell of the game, maybe even their best spell of the tournament so far. 10 minutes to go until half-time.
If you think this international football's a duddle and you get a lot of time on the ball, come and watch this one. England really hardly having a second on the ball.
And they're learning with every second of the game so far. When you see games as tight as this at international level, it's when you wonder whether Messrs Rooney and Jenas and co mightn't have learned a little more being here than being back in the Premiership. As Matwali has gone down, the referee has blown his whistle, and he's blown it to stop play. There's no penalty. He's going to book, I think, Matwali for diving.
I think there was a tumble, and I think the English defender, it was Taylor, got his tackle slightly wrong, but not nearly enough for it to be a penalty.
Waiting for Matwali to get up, and he's going to book him for the dive.
And the referee's he's got to be sure, isn't he, before, here we go, that's it. And there's a touch in there, and it's nothing. He's not a dive either. I wouldn't give him a penalty for diving. He has gone down. You know, the more you look at it, you think he maybe has, but no, I wouldn't book him for diving there either.
Well, the point is, it's not black and white. You can fall over inside the penalty area, it not be a penalty, and not be a yellow card for diving, and maybe he just lost his balance, although it was a bit dramatic the way he went down.
Yeah, and on that point, on a penalty, I mean, often you get penalties that you can see on the video they're penalty, but the referee, he's got to be absolutely sure before he can give it. So it's got to be a stone wall, really, before there's going to be a penalty.
There's a yellow card for the dive. Didn't used to dive in your day, did they?
Not at all. Franny Lee was the expert, wasn't he? And before him, Davy Wilson, an ex-Rangers player, was an expert at it.
When John used to play, they used to stay on their feet, play with a broken leg. 35 goals a season, rose tinted glasses. Away by Lonergan. Great pace again from Emad. And that's really good defending from McEvely. He's forced him back.
Yeah, he stuck at it. That's a lift for the lad, because when he came on the last time, the game was, you couldn't get into the pace of it, but it's nice to see him just getting a little toe in there. Motab's just shown a lot of pace, and I'm pleased that McEvely's got a good start.
Not supposed to rain here, but it started to pour down in Dubai. Fatty wasn't happy that he couldn't squeeze the cross back across. Still, Lonergan hasn't had to make a good save. He's done his job very well.
That's right. I'm raving here about the Egyptians and the way they're scooting the ball around at pace, and yet the opportunities and chances have really come at the other end. But it does show that that is their weakness, and they are very rash there and not covering when they need to. But their play on the ball and their support to the front and their pace is superb.
Abdel Wahab. Now Matwali and Abdel Wahab with a shot. Lonergan had it covered.
It's still good shuttling back. You don't expect that one to go in, and he was under pressure and didn't catch it right.
They've taken a deflection on the way through. It did. Corner for Egypt. Danger still there for England. Ahmed Saeed is across to take it. Deliberately played towards the edge of the area. Headed away by Taylor. Wanted too much time on the ball. Egypt have it back. Flick on by Matwali is just catching practice for Lonergan.
So it's great up to the edge for Egypt, but not a lot of crosses coming in. They're going through the middle, and they're getting blocked off with the two sturdy centre halves and the fullbacks tucking in. So that a little bit's playing into the England hands, but still the possession is way with Egypt. And in Colombia they lost on possession, so tricky things. These Colombians must be some side.
Going to see them later on. Game being played a little bit later in this group, and we're there. Japan against Colombia. Japan, who beat England in the opening game. Remember, Colombia 0, Egypt 0 in their opening game. Start of the tournament, Colombia were probably just favourites to win the group, although it was close. One of the tightest groups of all, this one. Asmi now is going to have a shot.
And to be fair, this last 10-15 minutes, young Thomas has buckled down, and he's kept an eye on Saeed and the right wing back. And I think Les, who's been on the touchline, has been encouraging him to do that. We've seen less of him going forward, but for the way that this game's gone, it's needed that job done. And he can run Saeed the other way and do a few tricks on him. But when they lose the ball, England, he's got to go and pick him up, and that's what he's done well. And it's good to see a player who's more of a forward buckling down to that.
A lot of space out there for Mohamed Abdul Wahab, and he fancies the shot. Abdul Wahab! Lonergan scurrying across, and again I think he had the near post covered.
Yeah, it's one of these that the crowd have got going and cheering it, and you think it's maybe closer than it probably is, and there's no way he should be scoring from there, especially near post. It's a long way out. England were in position. Welsh was closing them, although he had been tucked into midfield where he's got to be at times, and Eiffel was there too.
Whistles for Andrew Lonergan. England can be very proud of themselves so far today, but there's a big job still to be done here. It's a hostile atmosphere, and they've quietened them down, and they've nearly scored themselves. Much better performance from England. That's a foul from Wright.
It's a foul from Wright, but it's good to see him getting stuck in. I don't like to see people fouling, but physically he's taking the challenge on there, because when the balls come up, people like Zekri at the back and El Zayat have really been crunching into him, and just before it, Eiffel made a great defensive challenge to knock the ball up there.
And Akrami, this allegedly great Egyptian goalkeeper, has on occasion looked a little bit shaky. Good pressure from England. Chopra. Now Thomas can move forward. And carries on with the run, Thomas. Chopra just got in his way there.
Now that's a good run from Thomas. He's seen off the attention of the side. They've got the ball and he can go then. Now he's got to double back and get a hold of him, which is the way he's working in it, and it's paying off for him.
Good first touch from side to try and get inside. McEvely, who did just enough with the help of a tug on the shirt.
And there's Thomas has made it. He's got all the way back.
Now Fatty to swing the cross in. Should be Eiffel's. Felt he was being held there by Rida Metwali. Only allowed the header to come in, but it was blocked away. Just thought for a moment that Emad was going to steal in.
And England lost their goal against Japan in the middle of their box, and the two centre-halves who did well that day, they did get drawn out on that occasion. They're determined not to today.
That was a simple ball from McEvely, and chased down by O'Neill for a corner for England.
I mean, that's it, just getting scraps, England, but that's what they've got to do. McEvely is going to get a bit of space if Thomas does that, and if he can play the ball down there and nick something. Unlucky, I thought it was a corner.
Second time we've thought that. 5 yellow cards in this first half. It's been a slightly eccentric, over-eager refereeing performance from the man from Singapore. Not spotted everything that's gone on. 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the half. Les Reed will be very happy to go in if it stays 0-0, but here comes Hosni! Lonergan had given up on it. England get lucky there.
Great battling in midfield, but Hosni's come up trumps against Carter and O'Neill in there, and he's just got himself a yard. He's got past, and it's Welsh who's come in from the wide that's got the challenge in. I'm thinking O'Neill's maybe just got to be a little bit deeper there, but they've got away with it, and it was good recovery from Welsh, just put him off enough.
Side is down there, and he's suggesting that he was elbowed.
But it's a real tester there for O'Neill and Carter with the three in there that I mentioned, Samir, Hosni and Fatty. Welsh is coming in and doing that job to help them, but they've got it all to do.
Side still down. I wonder if something did happen off the ball there. He's saying that it did. He's holding his left eye, but he's going to be okay. Some ice pack on it.
Just mentioned O'Neill there. He is probably England's best player in creativity, but if there's a job to be in there and it's 3v3 in there against good players, he's done it pretty well. He's just got to say, look, I'm not going to get the ball until I really work hard, and he leaves the fullbacks to get the ball, and he does the job in there that's needed.
So a little bit of edge creeping into this game there. Wright had a word with Zekri. Some very physical stuff going on. Just need to make sure he doesn't get silly. Last minute of stoppage time at the end of what's been an absolutely fascinating first half. The only thing we haven't had is a goal. Header away by Kilgallen.
I think young Walsh has done particularly well, not so much in possession, but he's had to shuttle in to help in the three in midfield. He's had to get out and get Abdel Wahab as a wing back.
Cut out by Thomas. Carter chasing down, kept his composure well, as did McEverly. Forward by Fatty, one final attack maybe from the Egyptians at the end of this first half. It's a fine run, but he's run out of space. Shot driven in and it's wide. Good run by Emad. It was Samir who sliced it. He knows that was an opening.
Yeah, good play right across here, Emad Motab, but the shot has been like quite a few others. They just seem to be rash in everything they do, and it's good in the midfield, but when it comes to the finish it needs a bit more calmness and a studied effort at goal rather than the slash that was there. But still plenty of English bodies around.
They head towards the tunnel. It is the end of the first half, a half which Egypt have for much of it dominated, but England have had much the better chances. Two particularly for Michael Chopra, both with which he was just a little bit unlucky, you felt. And the half-time score is England 0, Egypt 0. I think if he'd offered Les Reed that before the game, he would have been absolutely thrilled with it, particularly given that England have troubled the Egyptians and clearly can get the goal in the second half if they can keep Egypt out. For Egypt, well, Emad has probably been their most threatening-looking player. Hosni has done well. He was desperately unlucky when he hit the crossbar, the closest that anyone has come to a goal. There are the statistics. We're just underway for the second half here, and you have missed nothing. England have done really well, valiantly so far, to hold Egypt at 0-0 in front of a passionate crowd here in Dubai. We have Japan against Colombia, which should be well worth watching, coming up a bit later on. Probably the two favourites for this group. Although Egypt, with its home support, well, going to have a chance of going through. Remember, the top two from each group, it's worth reminding you, go through, and then the four best third-place sides into the last 16 from when it's a knockout. Same kind of format as the Champions League. Pretty easy to follow. No changes at half-time, although he'll hope for a change in front of goal, that man, the Egyptian coach, Shahafa.
Well, they've had one or two opportunities today from a distance, not really close, and they've blazed them over or wide, and no goals in their previous game, so it's obviously a problem they've got. Their build-up play and all their way up to the edge of the box, superb.
And neither of these sides have scored in the tournament yet. It's gone 135 minutes without doing so. But England have performed so much better here than they did at the Toulon tournament in the summer. Whether they can go on and get the results they need to take them into the last 16 from where anything can happen. Here's Hosni, player who hit the crossbar in the first half, and one of the four Egyptian players who's on a yellow card.
And that's a typical finish from the Egyptians, a slash over the bar. It's got no chance. It's like they're not under control. They're fizzing about, but they've no calmness, they've no mental coolness to go and decide what's right here. They're playing off the top of their head and within the pattern that they've built up. Hosni's been probably the man of the match on the ball and in midfield, but not in his finishing.
They're pumped up and passionate, but so far profligate in front of goal. England have looked the more incisive when they've had a chance to move forward. Egypt have had the lion's share of possession. Throw in from Said. That's a lovely flick on the edge of the penalty area. Great effort. Lonergan is furious with his defenders. Just sliced wide from Fatty.
He's gone right through McEverly there and nicked inside, and there's no midfield cover, and he's slashed it again. It's a bit better, but again, does he need to hit it this hard? A lack of control there in the finish, or England were in big trouble. In a throw-in situation in your own half, I always think that the central midfielder, or not the one near the ball, the one away from it's got to drop, and then if there's any trouble, then any attacker will run into him.
Thomas felt the referee got that one the wrong way round. He thought he was being manhandled. Hosnik, isn't this teed up for a fabulous second half? Now Hosnik to carry on. He has options in front of him. He might try and go alone. Eventually hooked it. And into the arms of Lonergan from Rida Metwali.
Oh, but that was different class from Hosnik. He's 1-2 past O'Neill, and it wasn't because O'Neill had let him go, and he got past Carter as well, but the centre half squeezed in magnificently to block it out, and the chance was really only half one in the end, and they couldn't make anything again from that good midfield play.
Jerome Thomas beaten to it this time, as was Hosnik. Now Said.
Chopra had to hold the ball there. It was a great situation.
I think the Argentina-Spain game had more class on the ball than this one, but I haven't seen a game of this tournament yet that's matched this one for passion and commitment and atmosphere. Lofted in by Thomas. Can England grab the goal? Carter. McEvely's cross was really disappointing with two men at the far post.
Yeah, England have got a great spirit that when they do come away from that defensive setup that they've got to be in to get the ball back, they've got plenty of people willing to get there. I mean, McEvely's right up the pitch, Carter got up there, and it was Chopra and Welsh at the back post.
Away by Krami. Samir. Now Hosnik. That's Fatty. And here's Said. Measured cross from Said. He's good, this Lonergan, isn't it? Very calm.
Yeah, that's typical of the game. Extra man in midfield for the Egyptians, allowing them the pass to get wide. But when it does come into the box, there's still four defenders to beat and the keeper. And it's not happening there. It's happening in midfield, but it's not happening in attack.
Strong head of that by Stephen Taylor. He and Kilgannon have had excellent games at the heart of the England defence so far. That one lapse against Japan. England can't afford the same thing here. And the Egyptians do seem to get flustered every time they get in front of goal. Now Rida. That's clever play from Wright, held it up well. Tried the step over in his own penalty area there, Asmi. Hosni helped him out. And once again, just struggling in possession, Egypt. Brilliant tackle, Taylor. Rida knows he's in a game, the Egyptian striker. There's Welsh.
But a great piece of action. Both teams really closing down. Tackles flying in, never a foul. And England, you think they'll go toughen it out and they get the ball, and the Egyptians go and close them down just as hard. Samir there's got a great tackle in. But O'Neill's working his tail off trying to close down, and they nearly nicked the ball back in a danger area.
And with so much work being put in, it's maybe no surprise to see that there is a change, although it's the captain, Gary O'Neill, who's coming off. Andrew Taylor, another of the young members of the squad at just 17, comes on to replace him. Les Reed felt that it needed a change, although is O'Neill just struggling a bit with an injury there? He looked to be hobbling maybe.
I'd have thought it would be an injury. I mean, he's not really got on the ball and created much, but he's got the potential for it, and he's running all over the shop, so I think it must be an injury there.
See Les Reed right to the edge of his technical area down there, barking out instructions. He started off in the stand, but now he's very much involved. It's out of play. Fatty tried to keep it in. Now Darren Carter. Got to keep possession better than that, or else they will be punished like they were against Japan, England. Forward to Rida Metwali! Well, he looks to the heavens, but you've got to say again that Lonergan had his near post covered.
It's a great run and take, but defence never gives it up, and there's no way is it going to sneak in there. It's another real poor finish. He hasn't even attempted to go across the goal. His thinking's not right. He's running in movement to get where it is, but when they're in sight of the goal, the head seems to have gone in a blank, and the where he had to shoot was across the keeper, and at the worst he'd have got a corner with a block coming in from Kilgallen.
Not had anything spectacular to do yet, but positionally and organisationally, Lonergan has been outstanding for England, the keeper. Here's Samir, one of Egypt's outstanding players who's not really flourished yet. Fatty with the shot swung in, and that had gone behind before Lonergan touched it.
Well, it was always going to go behind. Whether he just touched it a bit early, we'll see.
Well,
I think it had done. The linesman or the assistant probably not quite up with play. Again, another poor final ball delivery from the Egyptians. That time it was Fatty.
Lonergan almost reached out at that as an afterthought, and he's conceded the corner. It will be a moment of controversy if they score from it, Egypt. Swung in by Samir. And then the shot powered in, but always wide. And you can see Lonergan making his point to the assistant over on the far side, quite rightly.
But the way this game's going in midfield and the bursting through of Fatty, Samir and Hosni, you just cannot see how they're not going to get a goal. They're getting in there and they're really rashing their finishing, but the amount of play they've got, I've got to be saying one's going to come soon.
Egypt hope that this young side will be the one that brings them success in the African Nations Cup in 2006 when they're the hosts. You see the Nations Cup next year starts late January, live here on British Eurosport. That's from Tunisia.
And young Chopra there, who's been a real live wire in both the games, but he did it in the second half, the last one as well. He's just got to hold the ball a little bit more. He is a runner and he can carry it, but he's back to goal. He's flicked him off too easily and the possession's been given away, and it's like goal dust at the minute for England.
Hosni. Touch from Abdel Wahab. Carter's trying to close down. Taken quickly by Fatty. Taylor with the tackle. Needed it as well from Kilgallen. Might drop here for Hosni. He got it wrong, but the thing about Hosni is every time he shapes up in front of goal, he's the one player who seems just to have an idea of where he's trying to steer it.
He's always a top-class player, and I think we'll be hearing his name for a few years yet. Not quite got his range and his measurement on the target, but everything else about him's good.
Big and strong as well as having all the skill in the world. Plays for Ismaili. Along with Ahmed Said and Ahmed Fatty. Clubmates have got some work to do if they're going to pull back the African Champions League final though. Can they get an opening goal in this game? Samir. Too much space in which to work. Headed by Kilgallen. Good pressure from England this. It's Thomas doing the hard work. Kilgallen committed himself. Dragged back and shot. Good skill from Imad, but Lonergan again just fell on it.
A better snapshot, a little bit more likely and possibility of it causing trouble. It's low and hard and there's not a lot of room, and the best point of that from England is that there were defenders around.
Here they come again, Egypt. It's a good spell of pressure for them. Rida Metwali has to check back. Lining up the shot here. It was closer, but again it was a bit of a slash from Hosni.
Yeah, the way to score goals is not to try and hit the ball too hard all the time. You've got to get it on target first. and a smooth shot on target can just go in the corner just as easily. But when he'll going off, things have just kind of lost their settlement in that midfield for England, and what they've done is they've put Andy Taylor on the left and brought Thomas over to deal here with Abdel Wahad on this side, and he's still got to do it, and it's young Welsh gone into midfield to battle in there with Carter.
Abdel Wahab, seeing the replay by the way of that effort from Hosni, a bit closer than we thought even though he sliced it. That's why Lonergan flung himself across the goal. Here is Hosni. More direct this from the Egyptians maybe. Good ball fed in towards Syed. Well watched by McEverly. Now Welsh. There's Andy Taylor. That's a lovely first touch. A far from lovely second by Darren Carter.
Carter's not done bad for England, but he's just looking like he's trying to drift a bit further forward too early. He's got to stay in there and battle with Welsh, because there's 3v2 in there. His chances to get forward are only going to come after the ball, not before it, and he's just got to go in there and battle, or the two centre backs will be overrun.
Scored twice in his loan spell at QPR, Jerome Thomas. Still dreams of making it at Arsenal. I feel who's down. He's very aware, Rida Metwali, that he's already been booked. Going to go on the right side of the referee. That was a pretty clumsy, reckless challenge, that. But for diving in the first half. 24 fouls in the game in all, half an hour to go here. Can England snatch a winner? Not with balls like that. No foul by McEverly. Here's Andy Taylor. Bit of space now for Darren Carter, but right in the centre. Carter had carried on his run, Thomas battles for it. Thomas was fouling the defender. Well, that was just a breakdown in communication now from England, and they have maybe lost their way a little bit in this second half, John.
Well, I feel that the changes haven't helped, although McEverly's come on to a game a bit better, but I think he's understanding of what the defensive role is. He hasn't just quite got that, and Taylor on the other side's turned England into two wide players, and okay, they might get forward from there, but I think it'll be absolute pandemonium and a struggle for them in that central midfield.
Interesting that you feel that the player from the third division from Northampton Town has done that defensive job that much better than the one from the Premiership. I guess Carruthers has more experience even at a lower level.
But also you're in the starting lineup, you get the picture of the match, you've been talked through what's going to happen, and although this game he did his job, it was the first game before he was injured that he was most impressive, because he got on the ball a lot, and that was England's best period of the two games against Japan. McEverly's come in there and he's steadied, not done bad, but I feel that the whole England with the two changes has been a bit disjointed.
Now Darren Carter looking in towards that far post. Just feel with Akrami's dominance that he's always going to come and claim those. Now Hosni. Hopeful ball forward really, which England deal with well. That's where they just start to lose it a little bit, and they open up for the shot, and Lonergan has to make his best save of the game so far from Samir.
Well, that's a couple of shots low and on target. They seem to just be starting to settle down on these pings, and if that happens, England are in for trouble. But keeper wasn't the most difficult save in the world, but it had to get done, and he's done the right thing, pushed it away.
Corner comes in dangerously as well, headed away by Andy Taylor. Now Saeed with a shot. There's another low one. They are maybe starting to find their range here, Egypt. There's Fatty. Corner.
And it's good closing down with McKeever. He's got right out there. If he'd got stuck in and not moved too early, that cross would have been in.
Abdul Wahab with the left foot across to take it. It'll be an in-swinger from him. In fact, he opted to try and take it short to Hosni. They made a real hash of that, Egypt. They get yet another chance, though. England can't afford too many second or third chances. Hosni's ball swung in. Behind. Well, it came off Kilgallen, didn't it? And it's another corner.
Great challenge header by Kilgallen. I don't even think he was favourite, but it was that man Hosni. He's tough as well. He's won a couple of tackles before he's delivered that one in.
The hitch of the shorts, the swing of that left foot again from Abdel Wahab. Samir. Lonergan isn't going to get beaten by things like that. History recently of producing good young goalkeepers, Preston North End, after David Lucas. Another England international at junior levels. Now Lonergan following in his footsteps. It wasn't a push according to the referee. Put a little high from Hosni. That was contact, or whether it was some kind of muscle pull or even cramp. It looks like it is cramp. For only 65 minutes.
Well, they have put an awful lot into this game, Egypt, and it just might be that if England can hang on, that last quarter of an hour, they just might get a bit of joy and get a chance of nicking it. And still, as we've said, there's no real clear-cut chances in behind the back four. So Egypt just struggling to make that, although they've got all the play.
Well, are England going to find a hero from somewhere here? That's what they need. El Zayat just hobbling off, but he should be okay. Spaghetti Junction out there at the moment with all the trolleys and carts coming out onto the pitch. The Brummy Darren Carter will feel at home. And they are going to make a change, Egypt. Rida Metwali to be replaced by Ahmed Wahid. That is like for like. He'll come on and play up front. Plays for Enbe, based in Egypt, as this entire Egyptian squad is. Dotted around the Egyptian divisions. You see the coach down there is still barking out instructions, Shahata. Well held up by Thomas. Now can Eiffel provide the cross? It was a good cross. And it was a rather awkward poke behind by Zekri.
And that was a great bit of play there for Thomas on this side. Shielded it beautifully and waited on Eiffel coming. And Eiffel's ball's not a bad one either. I mean, it could easily ended up an own goal, and if it got past him, Chopra was nicking in there.
Now Darren Carter. Come on, what can he do with the corner? Chopra's in there. Kilgallen, who's great in the air, is forward as well. Just needs one good ball. Keeper's right underneath it, but he's lost it, but it was a foul. It was Taylor, Stephen Taylor that is, at the back post, but he's being pushed down, the goalkeeper.
He made his mind up early to come for this one. He never looked very confident at all. And it's possibly a foul given, but I can't see why. Maybe just a nudge and a touch there from Chopra, but it wasn't deliberate.
Should be England's ball, and is.
By the way, Eifel's come into that back four and really had a sound, strong defensive game and made himself available, maybe one of the first times coming up and overlapping, and if he can do his job and give a wee bit extra there, it could still be a chance for England to come back at them.
And given that Eiffel is playing 3 years out of his age group, he's doing pretty well, looks the part. Now Thomas, just need that lucky break, England in front of goal really. For all that Egypt have had the pressure and the possession, England have had the chances. Here's Andy Taylor. Now El Zayat, recovered from his cramp, and away by Saeed. Here's the substitute, Ahmed Wahid. Emad. Now Samir! It's a familiar pattern. They're shooting from range and Lonergan's equal to it.
And that one has come from a good spell of play by England, and McEvely got himself in a great position to start and move up on the left, but then it got broken down and there was less defenders backing at any other time, and sometimes a bit of confidence in moving forward can make yourself more suspect at the back, and it nearly happened there.
There's Welsh. He hasn't done too much wrong. And he's chasing back now. That's Wahid. There you go, son. Welcome to the game from Stephen Taylor.
I mean, the team play of England is on the ball, maybe hasn't been brilliant, but their attitude to the whole game as a team has been second to none. It has been a real good, gritty, determined performance from everybody. Now, whether the quality or the pattern is right and these players not been together that long, maybe that's not surprising, but their attitude to the whole situation has been first class.
The draw would keep England in the tournament. It's a realistically grab, certainly one of the top 2 places in the group, and even the third one. They probably certainly need to win one of their last 2 games, and it may as well be this one. Colombia to come, remember. Game live for you on British Eurosport. Coming up in 3 days' time. The delay as Samir went down holding his nose. Eiffel now with the throw. Well done again by Thomas, he's got used to his role. Goalkeeper again comes an awful long way, but gets there.
And Thomas has got that ability and close control that he could go and produce something at any given time, and for him to have worked so hard on his defensive plays, a credit to the lad. I said it before, but really if he can do that and go and give something else, it wouldn't surprise me if he created something. There's a bit of a lull too, and the Egyptians just not coming quite as much, and they've put everything into it, but England cannot stop concentrating.
Good concentrated header there by Andy Taylor. Now Thomas using the close control that you mentioned, and he's trying to go all the way here, Thomas. They're chasing back. Great run though.
Well, that's what the defence want to see. They've been battling away all game, and they've been wave after wave of attack, and Thomas has relieved that and taken the game up the other end.
Just whether one of these sides can conjure a goal. The game has had everything apart from that. Welsh has misplaced another pass at a crucial moment. That's Kilgallen though. He was caught in possession, and now they're one-on-one at the back. Taylor's going to have to do his job here. It's Samir trying to go all the way, and still Samir! Egypt have the lead. Fantastic run. and finished by Imad. And on possession they deserve it, but it all came from Kilgallen giving the ball away and England being unable to recover.
He was unlucky, Kilgallen, and they all covered back. They've all got back there, and the breaks had to fall for him all right away. Imad right away. He's got a break here. Should have the shot was blocked. They've all got back, McAvely and Kilgallen, but the break's gone with them. He really should have got his shot in earlier, but great hold-up play by Taylor. And look at the England players getting back, and the break's just not got with them. It hasn't even gone at the man on the line. So you can't say they don't deserve it, Egypt, but it was a bit unlucky for Kilgallen, who had made the mistake in the first place.
England could be heading out here. If they lose this, they're going to have to get very, very lucky to qualify. Relying on results from elsewhere, they will be as good as out. They've got to score. Oh, there's Taylor. He was caught late by Hosni, who's already been booked, remember. Taylor, to his credit, got up very quickly.
Hosni's a bit lucky there. I mean, that was very, very late.
Corner for England. Andy Taylor earned it. Again, an Egyptian player is down with cramp.
You know, it's so unlucky for England to get caught with so few defenders back when all game they've all been there and waiting. But even having said that, the recovery of the two, McAvely and Kilgallen, it was panicky recovery, but it had to be, and they were just so unlucky they didn't get a foot on it when they made these sliding attempts. But in the end, the Imad did keep the head, and he did keep cool, which other finishers haven't, and he's hit the target.
Jerome Thomas is going to come off. Striker on in Eddie Johnson of Manchester United. He has made one first-team appearance in the last minute of the Carling Cup win against Leeds United. But this next 15 minutes, as important as anything that he's seen in his career so far, to try and keep England in with a realistic chance of staying in this tournament. Johnson straight in at the near post, but away. Apparently they're short of a striker, Manchester United, so Eddie Johnson can prove a thing or two here. England have to be careful not to be overrun now. They proved that they could score, John. They just need to get a little bit lucky, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, Chopper's chances, which he didn't take that badly on another day, that had gone in and it would have been a different story. But overall, there isn't any doubt about it. The Egyptians have outclassed them on the ball as a team, but they haven't outclassed them on determination and sticking to the challenge, because England couldn't have done any more than in that phase. And also, they've nicked a few chances, so they can say that, well, we've done that as well, but on the ball and as a proportion of the game, they're well down.
They may as well have a go, because goal difference probably won't come into it. Although if they're one of the third place sides, it just might, but it's worth the risk. The point is priceless. Getting one and denying Egypt two. Sania sliding in. Abdul Wahab went down. Challenged by Welsh.
It's a real different game for England now. Have they not just got to hold on and take what's coming at them and maybe snatch something on the break? They've actually got to go and do something now, and against this type of team it's going to be very, very difficult.
Chopra, Johnson, both forward now. England giving themselves a chance is what they need to do. Very, very tired legs out there now. You can see Eiffel grimacing. Here is Michael Chopra, who's come back to fetch the ball. Carter. Chopra again. Here's Andy Taylor. Great surging run forward on the overlap by McEvoy. Promising here, in from Taylor! What a chance for Carter. I think he hit his own player on the way to goal.
And the game, they've come at it. Great play by Taylor and McEvoy down that side, and a beautiful see to turn it back by McEvoy. And what a ball in as well, but the brakes are not going with them. Carter's hit the target. I think, as you say, it's the England player right that's kept it out. Two great balls in there, nothing better. It was going a bit high, but I think it had stayed under the bar.
I think it was going in, just. And Carter knew it. Nothing Wright could do, of course. I'm not sure there was too much the keeper could have done. Encouraging though, there are still 10 minutes to go, and England can still get back into it. Got to strike soon. Should be the keepers, and for all the pressure it was, Eddie Johnson nearest to him. Saying that the ball was knocked out of his hands. Johnson's furious, the goalkeeper not unhappy with the clock to carry on running down. Into the last 10 minutes, but I think we'll have a bit of stoppage time as well. There is time for England.
Yeah, some brightness there though. They've come right back and down that left side. Great interplay, and the free kick was just a bit too long, and this keeper's a bit flash though, and he lashed out a little bit. Lucky to get away with it.
See Les Reed doing everything he can, bar go out and actually play in the game. Abdel Wahab. Hosni. Good turn from Hosni. He's going to have the shot as well, Hosni. Deflected behind, it's gone out of play. It was Stephen Taylor who made sure.
One of the difference as well I see in the play, apart from them really being a hot side, Egypt, is that all their possession and all their touches on the ball and their passing, it's all meant to keep possession. For the England players, when they get it, there's a bit of individualism there to go and try something. And I just think that it needs to be more of that in the English youth. Keep the ball and do the risky thing later on in the move.
Abdel Wahab with the corner. And the header high and wide from El Zayed. And they've made a change. Hani Said Ahmed is on. A foul by Johnson. Again, he's suggesting that he has cramp there, Zekri. He will just add to the stoppage time at the end of the game. The referee from Singapore is pretty wary of any moves to waste time here from Egypt. And he's telling Johnson that the watch has stopped.
I mean, the only thing that England can do tactically is just to leave Taylor and Kilgallen at the back on their own almost, and get Eiffel and McEvoy just to push onto these wing backs and leave the space hopefully for it's Taylor in front of them, and on the right here Chopra. Just get them to take on, and rather than sit 4v2 at the back, which they've done and done well, get them to push on and look for a midfielder coming.
Well, we've already seen what McEvoy can do getting forward. There is a threat there. Eiffel's had a fine game as well, the youngster. And I mean relative youngster. He's only 17 in this under-20 championship. And it is a very young England side. Remember, this is the youngest squad in the tournament. We should always remember that when we look at these England results. Not the only side missing players, but they are still learning a lot. Whatever happens, this will be a great experience, but they still have a big chance of getting back into this tournament. Hosnik, got to get the ball first though. The goal scorer, Imad. Oh, he's gone again here. Imad with a great run. Top save from Lonergan.
And he can squirm through in between players, can't he, that Imad? In the first half he was a bit quiet, and he played second fiddle, I think, to Metwali, but since he's gone off, Imad's taken it on, and great skills and just squirming through, and he has it in the finish. He does hit the target, and the chance he had he took well, and that one again, he's got it on the goal with no backlift at all. Good save by the keeper, got down quickly.
He's close to having 4 points, and would have felt that 4 points just about qualifies you for the second round.
You can see the way the Egyptians have played. You could think, well, they could win this. I mean, they're a little bit short on goal scoring, but another day it might not work out like that. They're a build-up, they're tackling, they're physique, they're running. They are a team who are capable of going on and doing a lot better and getting right through. And that's why England's performance off the ball has been exceptional.
Five minutes now, plus stoppages, which should be considerable given the amount that we've had in this second half. Great turn by Chopra. Here's Carter, trying to get it wide, McEverly. Just telegraphed.
Yeah, he's landed really well, but he's got to miss the keeper, and it's hard to miss him because he is dying to come off and take crosses.
Here's Johnson. Wide again to Andy Taylor. And lining up in the centre once more. The cross once more, those disappointing. He knows it. Clock's ticking here for England. Manfully though they've played, they are trailing by a goal to nil. Emad, the goal scorer, finds Said. There's Fatty. Substitute Said Ahmed. Trying to keep possession now, Egypt. That would be enough for them. How unlucky England were with Carter's goal-bound effort being turned away by his own player, Tommy Wright. Is that going to be the last chance? You start to wonder, you really do. McEverly. Chase across for Eiffel, one which he makes. Just a sign that Eddie Johnson was limping a little bit there, the substitute. Eiffel, just ran out of play, it did.
But they've come at them again, and nothing can be said to criticise the spirit of this young team, but whether they really have the shape on the possession and the build-up, and I think they've got the skills, but it's just the know-how of when to drop and where to receive passes is something that's just fallen down on.
Final change now, and just surely a time-wasting one or a time-using one by the coach Ali Saka to replace Ahmed Said. Going to need something very, very special now, John, England here to get back into it.
Well, it's been an absolute peach of a game all round with the two contrasting styles. The tough England trying to weather the storm, and the footballing, energetic, pacey Egyptians. It really has been a clash of two strong teams.
England now a little bit stretched, maybe. I'm not sure the shot from range was quite what the coach would have wanted there.
But the result as it stands at the minute is not against the run of play by any manner of means. The Egyptians deserve the win because they've been so good on the ball, and England will just be a bit sad that they couldn't snatch a chance from the decent opportunities that have cropped up.
Welsh was down, ball bounced off his back into Egyptian possession.
But for the play that England have had, they've produced more chances than that play deserves, and the other side of it, Egyptians deserve to create more with the play that they've had.
Everything started to go against England. Chopra's frustrated. Now, how much stoppage time is there going to be, I wonder? Well, just 3 minutes is not very generous. Thought it might be a little bit more than that. You've got to just get it forward and hope now, England. Hosni. A big tackle, but there's no one there to take advantage. Now Welsh. Here's Ali Saka. Eiffel. Chased all the way, but Tommy Wright was never going to get there against this goalkeeper. A minute of the stoppage time is elapsed. Don't forget, Japan against Colombia from this group will follow. At the end of the day, England could well be out of this tournament. Here's Emad looking for a second. Lonergan narrowed the angle very well again. Maybe England could forge one last attack.
Just a little mix-up again from the same area that the goal came from, McEvely and Kilgallen, but this little Emad is there, isn't he? And he's hit the target again, and he's the much more natural finisher than we've seen in England. A bit unfortunate that the chance did drop to him.
McEvely. Last minute of stoppage time. Deafening whistles all around the stadium. England are starting to look a beaten side. They have worked incredibly hard, John, haven't they?
Well, yeah, this back four, and it's a little bit unlucky that it was a mistake that cost the goal there, but Eiffel, Taylor, Kilgallen have done really, really well. McEvely not bad either, especially on the ball. Defensively difficult to just work out exactly what he has to do in any situation, but he's stuck to it. Midfield again, they've battled hard. Welsh was better when he was on the right than he was in there. Carter really has stuck to his guns, but nobody's got their foot on the ball. Nobody's managed to do anything really with the ball other than maybe Chopra a little bit and Thomas.
Well, you can only say that the side with more possession, the side that went forward more often won. Emad with the one goal of the game. England left to rue the missed chances in the first half by Chopra, because England did create in this game, They did work hard and battle in this game, but they have just come up short in the end here, England. It's a real shame for them. But they're going to require something approaching a miracle to get through now to the last 16 of this World Youth Championship. The game between Japan and Colombia, which is coming up later, is extremely relevant now. The final score from Dubai is England 0, Egypt 1. Great effort, but bad luck, England.